My role is really yeah, really long over. Many associations of our time across Africa, they have this sort of committee, or even it's not a formal committee, but there's an arrangement where they take care of their members in times of need. And I think at the beginning of this association, also in the 90s, in the early 2000s, such an arrangement also existed. And I'm only pleased to know that you have now decided to formally establish it. And I would like to ask you people to give your full support and cooperation to this committee in particular, because it is a committee that's definitely going to be the one that will take care of members of the association when the need arises, and that's always happened. If you go back a little while in the history, you will see that even sports journalists got into trouble with the past regime. And it can happen. Nobody can be confident that something ugly would not happen one day. In the type of world we live in, nothing works according to our plans and our desires. So it is very commendable for this committee under President SJAG to come up with this idea. And the lofty ideas that have been spelled out in terms of the mandate of the committee are very, very, very laudable and very, very important. So without wasting much time, I will have the honor, according to the, how to call it, the program guide. But before I do anything, I can ask also to introduce members of the committee. I think they are all well known to you by way of communication in the Sports Journalists Association's WhatsApp page or Facebook page. Otherwise, I would go around to introduce the members. But since we don't have time, we go straight into the program. And I'll start by inviting the president of the Sports Journalists Association, and I'm not sure anyone, Omar Jaju, to come forward and make the opening remarks. Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cham, Vice President of the Gambia Press Union, the Executive Director of the Gambia National Olympic Committee, Mr. Jane, representative from the National Sports Council, Mr. Jai, Chairman of the newly formed Welfare and Solidarity Committee, Jan Masan Sise, distinguished colleagues and friends of the media. It is with profound pride and a deep sense of responsibility that I sit before you here today. This occasion is just not another event in our calendar. It It is a transformative milestone in the history of the SJAG. For too long, we have stood in the side, documenting the triumphs and the struggles of others. Today, we turn that lens inward to ensure that no member of our fraternity ever feels unsupported or alone. The launch of this committee formalizes a proactive strategy based on a simple but powerful principle, that is member well-being, the foundation for resilient sports media industry in the Gambia. In an industry often characterized by challenging circumstances and resource limitations, this committee is our commitment to empathy and practical assistance. The mandate for this committee is built on 3 essential pillars, and key amongst them is to establish a framework that provides direct support to SJAG members during their most difficult moments, whether facing personal illness or hardship. Also, this committee shall work on fostering a new era of professional synergy and camaraderie. We must continue to support, or report rather, with accuracy and integrity, but we must also grow together, ensuring that the next generation of journalists is nurtured and empowered. Lest we forget, we will no longer allow the contributions of our departed colleagues to fade with time. That is why this committee will also look at institutionalizing an official SJAG Remembrance Day to annually honor our fallen colleagues. Now to the committee members, led by retired and one of Gambia's top sports storytellers of all time, Jan Masanis. This executive committee, this leadership of the SJAG and the entire SJAG members has full confidence in your integrity and dedication. Your work will ensure that while we continue to hold others accountable, we never forget to care for our own people. Let this launch be a promise that is in the face of challenging digital age, for the collective resilience and our care for one another remains our most vital asset. Thank you for your attention. Long live the SJAG, and God bless the Gambia.
Thank you very much, President Omar Gaju, for those opening remarks, and I think we went, in fact, on to expound on the mandate of the committee, which, like I outlined, basically is out to take care of members of the association, their welfare, in terms of needs, emergencies, and he even now said that another important component of the committee will be to dedicate a day or an activity to remember our members who have served and are alive or unfortunately passed away, to remember their work. And no other person than the chairman of this committee is better placed to effectively execute that mandate. So it's not really out of place that, I mean, you have made a very good judgment in making Tijan Masan Sise the chairman of this committee. Because Tijan, like you said in your speech, is valuable assets to sports journalism fraternity. We are lucky for his life. We are lucky for his commitment and dedication to the body. Because some people might have the knowledge, the experience, but they are not available to our disposal because either they are too old, too busy, or probably not interested. So if you have somebody who is interested and willing to share his experience then that is really commendable. And I want to commend the SJAG for recognizing and giving the chairmanship of this very important committee to Trijan Masala Sisi. Now moving on, the next speaker should be the Vice President of the GPU, Mr. Serif Serikan. Because as you know, of course, I've always said, I've told so many successive GPU leadership that the biggest segment of the Gambia Press Union is the Sports Journalists Association. I've always told them that you people give very little attention to the Sports Journalists Association, and we are your biggest component. You know, because we are versatile. You can have us in other domains in terms of reportage, but then we also have our own in sports reporting. And our family is bigger than any family you have. Now I hear they have economic reporters or some other reporters, I don't know, some other blogs, but then the sports journalism is far more organized and far more vibrant. So it is only natural and logical that you have a very close engagement with the GPU, and they too in turn recognize the strength and organization of the SJAG, and I am sure they really streamlined, or rather always give space for the activities of the SJAG. So I am very glad, Mr. Vice President, that you have come here to be present and to even generously give us an inspiring remark, I hope, on the occasion of the establishment of this Solidarity and Welfare Committee. So, Mr. Serikan, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, the chairperson, the president of the Sports Journalists Association, Omar Jaji, the executive director, the Gambia National Olympic Committee, Mohamed Jani, the AIPS president, Diani Malo, National Sports Council member, Emo Jai, the chairman, SJAG Welfare Committee. The Gambia Press Union is pleased to be associated with this auspicious event, being the official launch of the Sports Journalists Association Gambia Welfare and Solidarity. We understand that the committee is mandated to develop a framework to support SJAG members facing personal hardship, including illness, and also to institutionalize an official SJAG Remembrance Day to annually honor and celebrate the contributions of the past. This, in GPU's view, is a significant milestone initiated by the SJAG. It is a significant show of camaraderie that will go a long way in ensuring lasting solidarity among sports journalists in the Gambia. This initiative is in line with the GPU's advocacy for improved welfare of media workers in the Gambia. We strongly believe that investing in the health and safety of media workers is crucial to our realization of improved working conditions and a more conducive media working environment. Issues related to the health of media workers are a prominent feature in the GPU's collective bargaining agreement for CBA. The CBA outlines the need for media workers to be provided with all work-related benefits in line with existing labor law, including health and life insurance, in line with risks associated with their work and assignments that come with high risks. The provisions in the CBA caters for both full-time and part-time staff in various areas. It also covers the rights of freelancers by drawing inspiration from the Charter of Freelance which states that every freelancer has the right to organize a trade union, to have a written document with fair terms, prompt payment, and equal treatment at work in terms of health and safety. With today's launch of the SJAG Welfare and Solidarity Committee, the GPU would like to urge other affiliates to also consider establishing welfare committees that support, advocate for better work. Currently, from a list of more than 30 radio, 5 TV, 6 newspapers, and about 20 online media platforms, only 6 media houses have signed committing to improving the welfare of media. The collective bargaining agreement does not only for health-related benefits, work allowance, and overtime. It also states that journalists and media workers shall be entitled to an annual increment of at least 1% of their wages, or receive an increment of at least 3% of their basic salary. The DPU will therefore like to call on all affiliates and other journalists to endeavor to engage media employees on behalf of their members and to encourage them to sign CP. In conclusion, the GPU also calls on media workers and managers to take significant measures and commitments in 2026 to improve the welfare of and working conditions for media work by signing the CP. I would like to commend the SJAG once again coming up with this important initiative. On that note, I thank you all for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. I really appreciate what you have made about the importance of the establishment of this committee and its mandates. And of course, your concern that various media houses are yet to sign up to the comprehensive bargaining agreement, if I'm right?
Collective bargaining. The collective
Bargaining agreement or whatever, yes. I don't know whether my institution is guilty of among those guilty parties. I'm not too sure, but I remember taking part in the negotiation. Yes, at the time, what we said was the basics that you are offering have already been covered by us, but all the same, it is good to formalize it.
Just pen to paper.
Exactly. So I would ask you secretly whether we are going to time, if that they will take that definitely. But thank you very much for your kind remarks about the SJAG and its activities. Now the next speaker is Mr. Mohamed Jani, the Executive Director of the Government National Olympic Committee. Now that also is a foresight that I must commend, because the Olympic Committee and the Sports Journalists Association have a long established relations a long time ago, when it was formed in the mid-90s. One of the people who gave, or one of the institutions that gave us support in those embryonic years of our existence was the the Olympic Committee on Abu Dande and the dynamic executive secretary, late George Gomez, recognized us and put us through, I think all our members through, they used to call it leadership course for Olympic Solidarity, sponsored by Olympic Solidarity. That helped our members to begin to learn these basic tools and basic tenets of sports journalism. And we are grateful to the Olympic Committee for that. And I'm not surprised that this executive committee of the SJAG continues to, knows and even escalates that relationship to perhaps a stronger ties between two institutions. So no surprise that the GNC is involved in the activities of the association and to the specific activity here today. So let's hear from Mr. Mohamed Jani, the Executive Director of the GNC.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Mr. Chairman. The President, SJAG, SJAG, the Vice President, GPU, Mr. Sedigan, and the upload. Members of the invited guests, ladies. It is an honor to join the ceremony of the welfare and solidarity for this initiative to the foresight and commitment of the SJAG in strengthening the foundation of sport journalism. Sport journalism is more than reporting scores and stories. It is about shaping narrative, inspiring activities, and promoting the values of fair play and equity. By establishing this committee, SJAG has demonstrated that the well-being of its members is central to sustaining a vibrant and resilient sports media industry. SJAG has reaffirmed the truth we all hold dear, that the strength of our profession lies not only in the stories we tell, but in the solidarity so one another. The three pillars guiding this committee, member welfare, solidarity initiative, and remembrance of departed colleagues, are noble, timely, and deeply aligned with the values of the Olympic movement. It emphasizes unity, respect, and support for one another. Just as athletes thrive when supported by their team, so too the journalists role when their fraternity stands united in empathy and care. As the Gambia National Olympic Committee, we recognize the critical role sport journalists play in simplifying, amplifying the voices of athletes and promoting sport. Your work informs, educates, and inspires millions. We therefore commend SJAG for creating a structure that ensures no member feels supported, and for institutionalizing a culture of remembrance to those who have failed. On behalf of the GNOC, I congratulate Chairman Jan Masani Sister and the members and trusted predecessors. We are full confidence in the committee's ability to deliver in this noble mandate. The dedication will ensure that no member of SJAG feels alone in time of hardship, and that the legacy of Gambia sport journalism will be honored for generations to come. The GNAG plays its continued partnership with SJAG in advancing the welfare of sports, strengthening unity across the sporting family, and celebrating the heritage that binds us together. Congratulations to SJAG on this milestone. May this committee be a beacon of compassion, resilience, and unity for sports journalists. Thank you for your kind attention.
From the sports committees from GNOSC or something like that, helped a lot in sport journalism. I think from the very year of our founding, they were able to facilitate, I think, the travel arrangements or accreditation for two journalists to go to the Atlanta Olympic Games. One of our members is still there. Sadly, I won't give names, but yes. So, and then I'm sure I remember the Commonwealth Games in Manchester, 2002. The Olympic Committee facilitated a lot, and I would like to encourage that. I don't know whether since they got their media department, they've not been so open to that. But I would encourage you to at least help, and widen your catchment in terms of getting journalists to cover Commonwealth Games and the Olympic Games in particular. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have somebody in the house who may be remote, but then all his heart has been with sports journalists, press all over the world. And he is the next speaker in this forum, thanks to technology. And I think this is significant because I'm amazed that even countries such as the Gambia, well, people always call us small, but it shows that we have remained to make impacts in the international scene at all levels. Because here we have the president of the world body of sports journalists, organization, taking keen interest in the activities of our association and giving a special remark observation of the establishment of this important committee. Even this alone is a testimony that this initiative by this Sports Journalists Association is definitely commendable and it's really worthy of emulation all over the continents and the world. So let's hear from Jeremy Melo, President of AIPS Media, for his comments on this particular occasion.
Dear Leon, President of the Sport Journalists Association of Gambia and colleague of this association, I'm very glad to be with you today for this launch of the Welfare and Solidarity Committee. It is an initiative very important, more than what you think sometimes. It's a kind of, landmark initiative that marked a pivotal step in strengthening the association's internal support system and honoring its enduring legacy. I think that this initiative marks a really important point also for our association in the international way, because we are sending us a message, because we have to always to think how we can help our colleague, especially in every part of their life, and in a moment that is very difficult for our profession. I think that what your Sport Journalist Association in Gambia is doing is something really amazing, and I really congratulate you. And also I want to send my best wishes to Tian Massane Chesai, that will be the chairman of this initiative. I think that is something completely new in the world of the association of IPS, and I think that this message will help also others to understand where we have to go. I think that when we speak about member welfare, solidarity initiative, and remembrance and legacy, we are touching all the important points of our life. And for this reason, I'm really pleased of your action, and I hope to be with you in February to celebrate also this event, because I think that in this occasion, with your strength, effort to help the colleague, you are giving an example toward the world of the sport journalist. And for this thing, I thank you and I send you my best regard. Dear
Well, thank you very much, President. I know the President pronounced yeah. So you're not surprised that, oh my God. That's how they are. We used to have a coach here. They pronounce it, but you know, he has said, oh, he recognized him. But he said, like, well, this is new. You know, or and that alone is better. Of course, yeah. Congress, which I think we should celebrate a lot because that's in February, and already I know as the host association, this SJAG must be very much ready and involved in making sure that becomes a memorable event or edition of Congress that every country will remember in February. Now we continue the official launch remarks by Mr. Emo Jai. He is representing the government, the National Sports Council, deputizing for the acting director of the NSC itself, Mr. Lamin Jawla, who I'm sure is the sufferer in Pasay, no doubt about that. Mr. Jai, you can take the floor now.
Thank you very much. I don't think I need uniforms right now. Assalamu alaikum. Chairman and executive members of the Sports Journalist Association of the Gambia, SJAG, Vice President of the Gambia Press Union, the Sedican, Director, Gambia National Olympic Committee, Jane. It is an honor and a privilege to be here today on behalf of the chairman and management of the National Sports Council at this very important occasion, the official launch of the SJAG Welfare and Solidarity Committee. Let me begin by commending the leadership of the SJAG for this timely and visionary initiative. The establishment of a Welfare and Solidarity Committee is not just an administrative decision. It is a strong statement of value. It affirms that beyond reporting scores, tournaments, and victories, sports journalism is about people, community, and shared responsibility. The theme underpinning this committee, that members' well-being is the foundation of a vibrant and resilient sports media industry, is one we at the National Sports Council fully aligned with. A journalist who feels supported, valued, and protected is better positioned to serve the truth, uphold ethics, and contribute positively to national sports development. I wish to congratulate the chairman of the committee, Mr. Tijan Masani Sise, and all the members, Bakari B. Balde, Parlamin Fati, John Baz, Sarah Kamara, Binta Jaju, and Sekou Sane, and the confidence reposed on you guys. Your selection reflects trust, credibility, and a belief in your commitment to service. I urge you to treat this responsibility with humility, fairness, and transparency. The three pillars guiding your mandate are both practical and profound. First, member welfare, I encourage the committee to develop clear, accountable frameworks and ensure support reaches members promptly and equitably, especially during illness, bereavement, or moments of vulnerability. Welfare systems thrive not on good intentions alone, but on consistency, confidentiality, and trust. Secondly, solidarity initiatives. Unity is the strength of any association. Through professional engagement, collaboration, and shared objectives, you can build bridges across media houses, generations, and specialization. When sports journalists stand together, the entire sports ecosystem benefits. When sports journalists stand together, the entire sports ecosystem benefits. Because I wanted to say that again because it's a big fact about the strength that is embedded under the cap of the sports journalists in throughout the world. Thirdly and finally, you look at remembrance and legacy. I got this yesterday. That was why I said it is on us at the National Sports Council that we must understand and work together with the SJAG in support of this initiative. That is why our focus is on the advice and guiding principles for this committee. That was why we wanted to make it differently and then come and focus more on the tax given to you guys so that you'll be able to execute to the best interest of everybody. That's why we say remembrance and legacy. The institutionalization of an SJAG Remembrance Day is both noble and necessary, as mentioned by the President, Mr. Judge. A profession that honors its past, secure its future. By celebrating the contribution of departed colleagues, you are preserving institutional memory and inspiring younger journalists to serve with dedication and integrity. This committee represents a proactive promise that the SJAG member should feel alone in times of need. It embodies empathy, solidarity, and respect, value that aligns perfectly with national development and spirit of sportsmanship. On behalf of the National Sports Council, I assure you of our continued collaboration with SJAG. We recognize the indispensable role sports journalism play in promoting sports, shaping public opinion, and preserving our sporting history. I wish the Welfare and Solidarity Committee every success in its work, and I encourage the entire SJAG family to support, respect, and strengthen the initiative for the benefit of present and future generations. Thank you for your attention. May this committee serve as a lasting pillar of unity and compassion within the SJAG. Thank you, and may the Almighty Allah bless the SJAG and the Gambia at large. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate the pledge of cooperation between the SJAG and the government. In fact, I think there was a theory, I don't know whether it's still there, that this SJAG must consider registering as a sports association of the GNC, of the of the sports council. Well, at the time there were a lot of debates that no, that will, I mean, the honeymoon wouldn't last. So we better not go there. And of course, there were considerations of ethical and independence, if that should be the case. But I don't know, I mean, there have been a lot of theories, and the idea was abandoned at the time, sometime. I don't know whether any of you will still subscribe at the time. But all the same, there have been tremendous...
Nothing is impossible. I think it depends on the framework set.
Yeah.
Anything that, any approach you're taking, if the correct framework set is given, then you'll benefit out of it. Maybe we are missing out something.
Exactly.
That if we sit back together and then you know, put heads together, you might see an avenue that can be able to be beneficial.
Yeah.
For example, I always don't like people in the same, like same shareholders, saying them and us.
Okay.
I always would, you know, want us to be saying us. Yeah, because, you know, there shouldn't be borderlines.
I know.
We must integrate. We must make sure that, you know, we do things collectively. That is the strength. As the other would say, mbolo moy dole. So by force or, you know, by intellectualism, there must be a binding clause that can put us together. And I think when we visit it, with the leadership that we have, I'm seeing Bakari Balde here, really.
Yes.
Seriously, somebody that I respect. Well, I was very much happy when I saw him in here. And Masani has been here over time. We grew up, you know, liking him, honoring him through the legendary Sonjai.
Yeah.
So basically that's it. And, you know, Mr. Cham, I think there's a lot to be done. I think, inshallah. Yes.
I'm being honest, it's very difficult to put up with journalists. That's just why I said maybe a honeymoon may not last. The theory at that time was okay, you know. It's a very good idea, but let's look at it.
It's a digital world. It's a digital world.
And see.
That was the analog time, but actually it's a digital world now.
Yes. Thank you very much all the same, Mr. SJAG, on behalf of the National Sports Council, for coming here to grace this occasion and to give those kind of remarks and pledges of support to the SJAG as a whole and this particular committee. Now we turn to the able chairman of this association, this committee, the legendary Tijan Masane Sise. You know, like Mr. Yai said, Tijan got his inspiration from Son Yai, who probably got it from one Bakari Jam that you probably haven't heard about. Not the Bakari Jam of the GFA, another Bakari Jam who was a sports commentator. But Son Yai, I think was, well, arguably perhaps, I don't know whether it's because of his time, the length of time he spent, or his styles and performance, he stood out as one of the most inspirational sports football commentators at the time. Tijan grew up on the hill. It was really marvelous to hear a schoolboy voice alongside Soldier when they were commentating from the box bar stadiums and then a little much later at the Independence Stadium. And I also got a lot of inspiration from Tijan. I used to watch. I remember when I first set eyes on him, it was in 1983 at Serakunda West, during the youth week of that year. Tijan and Soldier were sitting on top of a Land Rover, and they were commentating. Peter Gomez was there. Peter was moving from, see, Peter struggled a lot. Peter was moving from east to west, bringing updates to Soldier, and he was walking his foot from West Stadium to LK School to Serakunda West Park. That distance, Peter trekking. All that way, bringing updates from the other side to Soldier. So Peter did apprenticeship. So all of you, I mean, you just look at people, it's not just they just come up somewhere. No, they were like you people, you know. So that inspiration really inspired us to go into, you know, sports journalism. Well, there was always a vacuum. When Soldier left, when Tijan was left, we too came and they keep telling us, oh, there used to be Soldier, there used to be Suleiman Masa, there was So, and the fact that he had the time and the passion to come back and contribute to the upbringing and the establishment of an association that will help the media grow in this generation is commendable. And for that gesture alone, on behalf of the Sport Journalists, I want to thank you, Tijan. You can now sit here, the committee members, including Honorable Bakari Balde and all the others. You can sit now, take your seat, and deliver your great speech from the high table. Yeah.
Mr. President of the Sports Journalists Association, my good friend and brother, Omar Jaju, the Vice President of the GPU, of course my good friend Emunjai from the National Sports Council, and members of the High Table. My dear brother, Lamin Cham, who told our story in 1983, calling a game, and after the game he came up to me. My name is Lamin Cham. I'm from Suguda. I like your golden voice, and I'll be like you someday. So for you to be here someday as master of ceremony, when a young boy at 14 who walked into Boxbar Stadium barefoot to meet Solnjai for the first time is appointed chairman of this August committee is quite remarkable. Mr. President, Abraham Lincoln said it so well. You cannot continue to do for man permanently what they could and should do for themselves. And this is exactly what you stand on as your premise to put this organization together. This group of men that I'm with here are committed to the task. John Bass, Bakari Balde, and Pafati. We come here with humility and modesty. And we thank you for this opportunity that you've given us to make a difference and to impact lives of sports journalists in this country. I have been on record, having worked in this arena as a young boy for many years, that there is not a more successful organization in this country like the Sports Journalists Organization. Your work beyond the borders of this country is beyond phenomenal, for lack of a better word. Today, we have Gambians plying their trade in different sporting disciplines internationally. And I can be on the record, without your work and the many journalists here in this country, it would not have happened. So I salute you on behalf of my colleagues. I want to be on record also that there is no I in team, therefore this is a team, and I speak for them. I will ask my good friend Bakari Balde. Everybody knows what BB does, and there is no single week that BB doesn't call me in the States to ask questions about a historic record or something. So Bakari will be tasked to be our interim secretary as we get rolling. Having listened to you, Mr. President, and the secretary, the vice president of the GPU, and the chair of the representative of the National Olympic Committee, and also the National Sports Council. The challenges you put forward to us, let me be clear. Hear me, Gambia, they will be met. We take this role as a team on our own free will. And the welfare of every person that is plying this trade will be uppermost for us. In my work in Gambia, working with 250 kids at our Medina Academy, I already have a foundation on what lies ahead. However, the solidarity part is important because I think Mr. Njai has stated it, Mbolo Moy Dole. Mbolo Moy Dole, but at the same time, unless we are united, unless we are a family, we cannot achieve the goals that we yearn for. Therefore, I implore every sports journalist to come on board under the leadership of the President, and by extension, we will do our part to meet the challenges that lie ahead. Indeed, the Remembrance Day is something that I would challenge. I would love to see happen. I am a firm believer that we should celebrate our legends. We should celebrate those who have given their all to Gambian sports. I still ask, why is Hussein Njai not honored in Gambian sports for all he did for sports? So I equally ask, why are the great sports journalists that have left us not honored? And Mr. President, for your foresight, I congratulate you and I salute you and I assure you of our cooperation, our solidarity and our commitment, and we affirm strongly that we will support and work with you and your executive to achieve the goals set for. Again, on behalf of our team here, we are grateful for this opportunity to serve, and yes, we will serve. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your kind attention, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and all the best in the new year. Till we meet again in God's time. So long.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Your words of assurance really encouraging, and I'm sure no doubt the leadership of the Sport Journalists Association has made no mistake in getting you and your able assistants in that committee. And as you said, I know you will deliver to the best of your abilities on the task given to you. Mr. President, I think if there are no other matters left, I would say we join them or let them have a separate individual photograph, and that definitely should bring us to the end of this auspicious occasion on the establishment of the Solidarity and Welfare Committee. Thank you very much, all of you, on behalf of the members of the Sports Journalists Association, and congratulates the committee and wish them all the best of luck in their endeavor. Thank you very much. Thank you.
they can be there.
Bye.